Couch Pilots. It's a podcast, I'm sure you know. All of my friends, it's a show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. Excuse me. My name is Jason, black in the barnyard, and across from me is my towering Clydesdale. It's the Anheuser-Buschman himself, Captain Philip Ressisher. Good evening, Captain.
Got a big dick.
What's that? Now, hold on a second. That's not how... Did that say you want to start the show?
Clydesdale's got big dicks.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. The second only to the blue whale. But why would you mention that at the top of the show?
Just to brag a little bit.
Okay. You're braggadocious.
Yeah. I feel like I would be like Mr. Ed on steroids.
It's funny you say that. I think later in the run of Mr. Ed, he was getting a little flabby, so they did actually put him on steroids. I don't know if it affected his male member or not, but you're saying you're like Mr. Ed with a steroid-induced penis.
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why I would not say anything but that.
I am sorry, I don't...
No, I'm just saying. Season 13, Episode 2.
This show here,
that's
not Mr. Ed.
No, I'm bouncing all over the place.
3, 4, 5 beers. Okay.
What?
You've drinking a lot of beer.
Really?
Drunken
lullabies beer?
Oh boy. It's gonna be one of those shows, huh?
Gotta give those plugs, baby. You say baby?
I've never said that word, and I will never say it.
Cha-ching. Catch me outside. How about that?
This is like one of the only times I've really considered starting over.
Hey, Woody.
Oh, Jesus.
Stretch me out like a slinky dog.
Do you realize there are people who listen to this program that do not listen
I know.
to all the other shows that our friends do?
Yeah.
It was nice to say before the other shows on the FCF network, but that's not a thing anymore.
I wish it was. I'm still upset about that.
There's got to be another way we can say it. There's got to be another thing that we can say to be inclusive.
Kevin Moslice says at FCF Productions.
He does say that. Do you like that? Should we go with that?
Yeah.
Okay. You do realize there are people who are listening to this show who don't listen to all the other FCF Productions to get those inside jokes.
But really, are we podcasting for other people or just ourselves?
I'm podcasting because I know it goes out into the world in waves, and it will continue to go into outer space. So essentially, what I'm doing right now is messages.
Thanks, Elon Musk.
I want to make sure I'm talking to Elon Musk, basically.
Getting down to brass taxes. I mean, 2018 podcast to have a good time. Podcast for the enjoyment of it, right?
That's why I've always done it. Yeah, absolutely.
And
so for Elon Musk.
And here's the thing: is when I say these things, these things that the inside jokes, but I'm assuming that I'm going to get thank you cards from each of the people that host those shows.
I'm really just at a loss right
now.
Get you pregnant.
Can I take a few minutes off and you just go?
I'll be happy to. How much time do you want to do?
I'm gonna start the clock. I'm really not gonna say anything for. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on a second. Stopwatch and start.
Hey babies, you say babies, right? Cha-ching. Catch me outside. How about that? Let's get things cracking. This is Pickles, your boy Pickles here. Gonna do a draft. I'm gonna win. You know what they did is they actually stopped putting the names of the picks on the draft because of the Sandwich Hawk 2018 hashtag. They quit putting the names on it. Folks, do you like foibles? Because this is what's going on. Couch Pilots is one of 7,000 podcasts that I know about that are good. All right? And I just promoted, I think, all of them. I don't know the tagline for Ernest, but...
Hey, Woody. You want a mellow yellow?
Fuck, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't wait to be on that show. I have no idea what's going on. I've seen movies, but not those movies. Saw Breakfast at Tiffany's, but you can hate me if you want to. I'm a horrible singer, but thank you to Keb Moslice and Biggie for letting me be on that show recently. Notice I'm not naming any names to the shows. Maybe I should do that because how long do we say? 3 minutes? I'm halfway there. Folks, you're listening to Couch Pilots. Hey, friends. We're having a good time tonight. Listen to the show, download the show, rate the show because our numbers continue to go down. And it depresses me and makes me want to cut myself. But that's all right. It's fine. Nobody does it like hyper. You know what I like about everybody is like these people would not hang out with me if we weren't podcasting. I know Dustin wouldn't hang out with me. Rob, I wouldn't even know Rob. Pickles won't even come back to his own house. And he's seen me twice. Adam Z, he's legally bound to be my friend for life. Kebmo Slice, I think it's because he is attracted to me, and I'm fine with that. Actually, I'm going to read you a text message from the other day. Kebmo Slice, he said something to me that was super sweet, and he said, hold on a second. Let me go back. I know I might have told you this before, but if we had moved here sooner, you would have definitely been in the wedding. Hashtag drunk thoughts. Hashtag love you. Hashtag screw Jason's wedding. It'll never happen. But someday Jason will walk down that aisle. Well, actually, he wouldn't walk down the aisle. He'll be standing there, and he'll look right next to him on the left-hand side, and there I'll be. The best man. Because I'm his best friend. He doesn't think so. He's got other friends that probably rank higher. But to me, I'm his best friend. We're the two best friends that any podcaster can have. We're the two best friends that any podcaster can have. Guys, gals, welcome to Couch Pilots, the show where we dare to fly into the unknown territories of television pods of past. Today we're gonna watch the Omen. Are you gonna be scared? No, you're not. Not one bit. Welcome back to the show, Jason.
There was a movie in the 90s called Alive about a plane crash.
I love that band.
Where people had to eat each other.
Oh God, I would love to eat somebody.
The last 3 minutes sound
Would you eat a person?
Sure.
No, I'm seriously. Would you?
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. That movie, the plane crash is what the last 3 minutes of the show sound like.
So you say it was bad?
No. So
you don't think I don't think I stuttered very much. I usually stutter a lot. I've noticed the past month or so, I've stuttered a lot, and I say all too much.
That's really what this past 5 years have been together is about.
God,
is getting you to stop stuttering and to
but I'm getting worse. Like I feel
I'm doing a terrible job.
We've spent 5 years together podcasting and best friends.
And best friends right on top of that.
Any regrets? April 9th.
I'm just upset you didn't get rid of Shannon sooner. I love.
He doesn't even talk to me anymore.
I love bringing up Shannon.
He doesn't even talk to me anymore. I still don't know what happened. Just one day we were best friends, and next day, that's it.
He got jealous of me, is what it was. I don't even. What are we doing? What's
We're doing the banter part of the show.
Is that enough banter? I've totally lost track.
Fan feedback.
Kevin really said you would be in the wedding.
Yeah, he did.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he
because I think he said he basically was saying you can marry my wife.
Holy cow!
But I'm like, I've already got one that doesn't like me.
Yeah, one that doesn't like you's enough, right? I don't even know what that's like.
I got 3 that don't like me right now.
All right. Well, do we? Are we getting in the fan feedback already?
Well, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about any of the other shows on the FCF Productions?
Absolutely not. I guess we can mention some recent happenings with
definitely
DSJ.
Yeah, he is on tour right now.
And his new wife, Fukmi, who appears to be an Asian lady, is with him on tour.
Yeah,
right?
Fukmi.
And then the baby, DSJJR, is with his mom.
Yeah, and I mean, you figure he was at Hedonism for almost a month and a half. Then he came back, and then he went straight on tour. So he probably hasn't seen his son in I would say 2 months.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
So oddly enough, in the interim, we have hired his ex-wife, and what was her name? I forget even.
Have no idea.
She told us her name. I don't remember what it was. But
To do the sweeping and like the dusting and stuff.
and also to wave those golden cones.
And this is kind of like we had her in a trial.
And we had her in studio.
Right. And Anne?
Anne sounds right.
Anne sounds right. But we had Anne come in about a week and a half ago.
Cinnamon with a S-Y-N was her stripper name.
Sure. Cinnamon.
Synonym.
Cinnamon. When's the last time you had a pretzel?
I looked at a barrel of pretzels the other day.
A barrel? Did you go to Bass Pro Shop?
No, I went to my friend Jeff's apartment and he had a barrel.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
How come he doesn't want to hang out with me?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
He says you have a BO problem.
That's a lie. Anyway, so yeah, we had her come in. She did some dusting, some vacuuming. We really had her focus on the pilot's lounge first to see if she could even just like come to work on time.
If she could cut the mustard. We wanted to get an idea of her jib.
Grey Poupon? That was really late. My brain is not processing correctly.
Something's wrong. Usually it's like the second episode we recorded at night that we get in the groove, and now you're just like fucking texting. This is why the numbers are down, right?
Because the numbers are down because this is too niche of a show.
You know, I know that you think that, and you rarely mention it to me, but all of these are. They were one and done. I don't know what you want from these pilots. The pilot is not what this show is about.
What's the show about?
You and me.
Aw.
That's what the show
is about. And Dupree?
Sure, fucking throw Dupree in there. I don't give a shit.
No. Okay, so...
What do you want from these pilots? What kind of... Are you looking for
It's not what I want from the pilots. It's what I want from the people. I want to wake up one morning, look at Libsyn, look at my numbers, and know that more than 20 people are listening.
I feel like you just blamed it on the pilot, though. Is that not the case?
Oh, no, I would never blame it. These are shit shows.
That's why they didn't make it, pal. That's what we're doing. But I feel like you were blaming it on these
Should
pilots.
we have done a podcast about a famous television show?
I feel like
Wings?
I feel like...
Do you think our numbers would be better if we went through episode by episode Wings?
It's possible.
How about Golden Girls?
Possible.
Think of all the gay guys that would listen to us right now.
Well, like we talked about in the beginning, there's already a couple of Golden Girls podcasts. Is there a Wings podcast? I don't know.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
You want to switch?
Probably for episode 200 we'll do Wings,
okay.
Right?
Oh, yeah, episode 1 of Wings? Yeah. That'd be cool. I can't wait.
It'll be like a year and a half from now. So
really? Is it that far?
Well, we're only at like 120. It's like 50 episodes a year. So yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while.
Is that your Aaron Neville?
Yeah.
I like it.
The lead singer of Stained, Aaron Neville, right? Cocoa butter wow. It's been a while.
I love that. That's great.
Is it good?
Yeah. So great. So good.
All right.
I got to you.
Right.
Bum, bum,
DSJ.
bum, bum. Ow!
DSJ
I
on
feel
two.
good.
Right.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na. You knew that I would. Now, ba-na-na-na-na. So good. Huh. Fuck you, right? We're going to do some fan feedback. You tried to push a button to advance this show.
I pushed the button and the cord was not in there.
I'm hijacking this show and saying we're going to do it the way I wanted to do it.
I'm ready. I want that. That's what let's shake it up a little bit.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
What song is that?
Oh, Captain's my captain. It's been quite a while.
Fuck fest.
It's Tyler here. I done got behind on the show, but today I about knocked it out. I was about 8 hours of my day was listening to y'all.
Poor
So
fella.
it's kind of like listening to the early days of IBWIP, except it just would have been 2 shows, and there wouldn't have been no horrible prank phone calls or no mention of that shitty fucking town in Wyoming.
Do you know what that means?
That's old school.
I wanna hear about that.
Well, it's just, yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Was that an earnest imitation? You know what I
I'm
mean?
just calling to wish our Captain rest assured a happy birthday coming up.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you have a good one. Hope you get a little bit of special time with the stewardess that night. And,
I didn't, by the way.
just forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Oh, on the Popeye Doyle episode, I had a question. You were talking about the horrible stripping that was done. And in comparison, I wanted Captain Rest Assured to compare it to the time in Johnson City, Tennessee with, I think her name was Dakota.
Is that right?
What was the worst stripping experience? That what you saw on Popeye Doyle or Dakota from Johnson City, Tennessee when you hung out with, I believe his name Mike was saying, don't call him Mike.
Jesus, this guy's good.
Anyways, I reckon I'll let y'all go and I'll try to keep up with the podcast and call in a little more. And go on home, drink me a beer, and get something to eat. And that's about all I got going on. See y'all.
Love that sumbitch. Love that sumbitch.
You know, we talk about the Dee Dees and the Lori Garcias, who really are on the upper echelon of as far as listeners go, but no one has the breadth of knowledge or history in his own head than Tyler.
This guy, he goes, how far are we going back? Way back.
Before me, because he mentioned something about Wyoming and prank phone calls in the IBWIP days that I have no idea about. Can you please...
No, go back. Go back and listen.
You're not going to tell us?
No.
You're going to take 3 minutes earlier talking horse shit, but you can't... Okay, that's fine.
I want people to go back and listen. It's still on iTunes.
Okay, well, here's something I was there for. Well, I sat side by side with you and Heather in Johnson City, Tennessee, as well as Big E may or may not have been there.
Yeah.
And that I can't remember. What was that girl's name?
I don't. Dakota might be what her name was, but just to reiterate to people who didn't listen to that IBWIP episode,
Everyone.
This girl.
We went down there for a sponsor. It was a vape shop, and we did a couple live shows at their building.
They were amazing.
We traveled like 11 hours away, and then we did these shows. It was a lot of fun. And then afterwards, the people that were running the store took us out to a strip club.
Right. It was called the Fuzzy Hole.
You can't make that up.
No. And so we go, and as soon as we walk in as a group, this one girl just like leeches onto us, and like this one stripper, she leeches onto us, and she's talking throughout the evening. And so then I became to where I felt bad for her, right? So she goes and...
Well, why did you feel bad for her?
She was a semi-unattractive woman and looked like she wasn't making any money.
I thought she was. I think she was cute.
She was cute,
but she was thicker. Like she was way thicker than everyone else,
and
right?
she was cute. She was a little thicker, and so finally, the night comes to starting to come to a close.
Yeah,
we were on a budget.
Yeah, we were on a budget the whole way down there. We had nothing practically. We get there. The one thing we did have, thankfully, was a bunch of T-shirts from Classy Vape, right? Classy Vape and Rocky Top Vape. They gave us these shirts.
These awesome shirts.
They were really cool, and so we're wearing them at the strip club, right?
Right. I'm wearing my brand new shirt, and so she finally gets up. Dakota, I don't remember what it was, but I would never tell Tyler he's wrong.
I wouldn't either.
I've seen that dude. He's a big motherfucker. He gotta kick my ass, right? Dakota, she gets up on stage. I got like $5 in my pocket, right?
That's all that's left.
That's all that's left to get all the way home.
The evening's winding down. The bank is running dry.
Right. And so I get up there and I sit down. So I'm going to give her this $5. And she sits on me, facing me, and kind of bumps and grinds a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then she turns around and she puts her butt up to my chest and is rubbing her butt up and down my chest.
Nice.
No, because she smelled like poop. And so the rest of the evening, and I'm trying to lean my head back as far as I can because there's a smell of this poop.
So I knew the shirt smelled like shit later, but like during the act, it smelled like shit too.
Yes, it did.
Oh my god.
Yes, she did not wipe her butt when she pooped. Tyler, thank you for reminding me of that. I'm going to tell you that Popeye Doyle, you're right, the Popeye Doyle strip scene was better than Dakota's poop strip.
I remember seeing you getting that too. I was right there.
God, I can still smell it.
That is our
I can
history.
almost taste it.
You can almost taste it. Oh, mercy. Is that all the fan feedback we have?
No, we got more fan feedback. What are you, fucking nuts?
Yes.
7 people listen to this show. What are you fucking talking about?
Wyoming.
I don't remember, actually. I don't remember that.
You guys used to do prank calls too, though?
I can't say yay or nay because there's still some legal action. So this is from Dee Dee. This was on Facebook Messenger, and we talked about the whole story about her getting soaking wet because her boss won't put a roof on her thing.
Right.
It happened again.
Jeez, does this woman have to die of pneumonia?
She lost. She actually, her phone got ruined because it was soaking wet, and they didn't even buy her a new one. Fuck them, right? Anyway, she said, "This is the total dick count. This is the total amount of cock mentions on tonight's show," and it was a picture of about 47 cocks.
What show? Our show?
Yeah,
Did we say cock a lot?
I guess so.
Cock a lot.
Right now on the Comet or Cupid, right? So, are you Cupid or Comet?
I want there to remain some sort of law and order on the interesting facts section. And Cupid means that you're going to get an arrow through your head if you comment.
Okay.
And comment means you're allowed to
So
comment.
you're up 1-0 because there was a split. And then, somebody else. Okay, so Tyler, who we just heard from, he put hashtag Cupid, hashtag let God sort him out.
Okay, so that's another one for me, I think.
Yep. Winner, chicken dinner for you. Looks like I'm not going to get any love from anyone here.
You know what I would love? I'd love a chicken dinner right now. I would love to have myself a chicken dinner.
Tell you what.
Let me ask you this. Will you ever hear the phrase chicken fried steak?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't have any idea.
Steak is like from a cow.
And chicken is from a chicken.
A chicken fried? Does that mean you take the fat from a chicken and you put it in like some sort of skillet and then you put beef in there and you fry it?
I think it ends up. I think it's like a tenderloin, pork tenderloin. So
They always look like that.
It comes from a pig.
A third animal?
Third Eye Blind. Dee Dee sent me this picture.
When someone says third to you, you just think Third Eye Blind. You're the best one I know.
I'm the best, Blake. You know.
Yeah.
Dee Dee sent this picture of me.
Is that you? What am I looking at?
It's a funny fighter pilot saluting just nothing.
Good.
I like it.
Smoking a cigarette too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna post that. This is about lumber. Okay, here we go. Season 12, episode 8, Mr. Ed. Dee Dee says, hashtag Cupid.
I really feel like I'm running away with this thing.
You are breaking the original sin. Oh, wait, I said that before. Oh, okay. All right. This is a picture of a picture. So that was your one from last time was Dee Dee. Now you have two because you have Tyler. And this says, Lori Garcia says, when someone becomes, quote unquote, a hero and offs themselves because of artistic integrity, then there needs to have non-stop banter. Seriously, dude, fucking pulled a Kurt Cobain.
She's a maniac. That woman is a maniac.
She's a maniac at my door. Roy Garcia also says, great show as usual. To respond to your comment pertaining to Elvis Presley. Now, do you remember we talked about Elvis Presley
in the
Hawaiian?
Was he even that good? I think he was that good.
This was the Hawaiian one where like 4 billion people watched the special.
Yeah.
She says the Hawaiian special was his comeback special. When he was originally performing in Hawaii, he was a fat piece of shit lying on the floor and singing his set. But he met with a personal trainer, a sort of a life coach, who also taught him karate or some type of bullshit. He lost some weight, he got cleaned up, and that special was considered his comeback. Love the show, by the way. The banter is badass, the singing is on par, and the impressions are top notch. That's from Lori Garcia.
That's what I'm saying. That's why people tune into the show. They don't care about the pilot. They want all that other fucking shit. Lori Garcia is number one.
With a bullet.
Excuse me.
I got one more. It was a private text message.
Now, because it was private, does that mean you should read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy belated birthday, and don't ever stop, Couch Pilots.
Aw.
It's great every week.
Is that from your mom?
No, it's from your mom.
What? Fucking see that, bro, my mom, man.
Thanks, dear. At least you and Dee Dee listen to the show.
Who's it from? Lori Garcia?
Just wait till I'm done.
Okay, all right.
I said, at least you and Dee Dee listen to the show. Ha, 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 ha. She says, I do every week. Ha, ha. I said, aw, flattered. She said, it's a great show, and you guys are funny. I tell people about it. And I said, why don't they listen? That was from Maid Marianne.
Oh, Maid Marianne.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Oh, very good.
That was so much fan feedback. It's delicious. People were listening to the show. Tyler, by the way, this is 3 weeks after your birthday, but me and Tyler have the same birthday.
No, you do
March
not.
15th. Yes, we do.
You and Tyler have the same birthday?
Yes, we do.
Tyler, happy birthday. That's
Jesus,
awesome.
you know what? From now on, I'm going to concede. I'll let Tyler have the birthday.
That's awfully big of you, Captain Resture.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Here we go.
Do you know what? Here we go. You're not into this at all, are you?
No, it's fine.
Do you? You don't know what the Wyoming thing is?
I don't remember what it is. Huh. Tyler, let me know what that Wyoming thing is. I thought I knew, but then when I was listening to the call, I thought I knew, but then I don't know.
If I drive for you, you give me a time and a place. I give you 5-minute window. If anything happens in that 5 minutes, I'm yours no matter what. I don't sit in while you're running it down. I don't carry a gun. I drive. Couch Pilots.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love it.
It's a summary of what we do here and a game at the same time. And every week you guess correct.
Yeah. I'm on point, as the kids say. I'm bae.
You're bae?
Yeah.
I hate that. I'm old, man. I'm old. I hate slang.
What's another one? You're lit.
Woke?
Woke, that's what it is.
What does that mean? What does woke mean?
It means you're aware. You're aware what's going on. Our listeners are woke.
Oh, like just say aware then? Can we just do that?
We could, but we're millennials and we don't have the time. We're not millennials.
Do all languages have to have slang like that, right?
Yeah.
Like young people always have slang in whatever language.
Sure. BRB, OMG.
B. Arthur B.
Love B. Arthur. Would you have sex with B. Arthur?
Right now, she's like a rotten.
Well,
she's all tendons. She's all tendon and bone, I think, right? Tendon and bone. That would be our R&B.
That's
group.
a good. I was just ready to say that's a good rap group name.
Which one would you be? Would you be tendon or bone?
I'm bone.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
I'd be bone too.
Double bone.
We'd be boning out.
Boning out and being violent.
Boning out and being Arthur. What were you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
No.
Nothing at all. All right. Today we discussed the pilot episode of The Omen from the year of our Lord 1900 plus 95. I can say with great confidence, great year.
1995.
1995.
I had been graduated from high school for 1 year. Mm-hmm. I was living with Pete Huffman, who I've tried to get on the show before. He's a fireman now, but he was just a degenerative drunk back then.
That's nice. For what city?
Peoria. Caterpillar. Like the Caterpillar fireman.
He's a Caterpillar fireman.
Well, I think he's a Peoria, but like
I didn't realize Caterpillar had their own fireman.
Yes, they have to.
Peter Hoffman?
Pete Huffman. He's a Chinaman. And
you lived with a Chinaman.
Yes, I lived with a Chinaman. And it was funny. The day after I graduated, I moved out and I moved in with him. We lived off gift.
The day you graduated from high school.
Yes.
I used to date a girl in high school whose parents pretty much kicked her out when she was 18, and like there was no reason for it. Like it was very bizarre.
They were like, "Get your ass." Well, I moved out on my own recognizance.
Is that right? Have you ever been on a recognizance mission before?
Tons of times.
But you lived on Gift, which is fucking shit.
It was behind Agatushi's.
Oh yeah, that's a bit,
Yeah, we lived in a it was a duplex thing. But anyway,
it's pretty close to West McQueen Street, right?
yeah, and ironically, his girlfriend at the time and the mother of his first child, her name,
West McQueen.
vroom vroom. No, it was Dee Dee.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Vroom vroom. Is that like Steve
West
McQueen? I love to like.
it was from Cars.
I love to trace your like.
Lightning McQueen.
I love to. Well, Steve McQueen was the actor who was that car guy. I love to trace your like line of thought. It cracks me up, man.
Anyway,
So she lived pretty close.
who?
Pete Hoffman.
Pete Hoffman?
He has a baby mama.
Yeah, and
Was she a Chinaman as well?
no, but she lived kind of like 2 or 3 blocks down. She had a friend whose name was Cindy,
I know you hit that.
and Cindy. No,
I know you hit that.
hold on a
shit.
second. Cindy was like a giraffe. She had the longest neck you've ever seen in your
You
life.
like that? That got you hard as a rock.
She had short hair, and it was like in the tightest perm you've ever seen. And there were many a nights where I
would beat off into her hair.
jumped on the grenade. It just made out with her. We never had sex. I made a bit of, maybe a blasted her, but we just made out and blasted each other. So
Wow, 1995.
so I ended
You're
up
blasting giraffes.
yeah. So like I ended up helping take care of this baby. Right? We're living together, and
How old is he at the time? Is he a year or two older than you?
he's probably 5 years older than me.
And he's got a kid.
Yeah,
And the kid lives with you part time.
No. Oh well, yeah.
And then the other part of the time, it lives over on West McQueen Street with a giraffe.
Right. And so I've wiped this kid's butt, right?
Okay.
Babysat once in a while, right?
Kid's 23 now.
The kid, she has a kid now.
Oh, is a girl?
Yeah, she has a kid now, and I look on her
And then
Facebook.
you wipe that kid's butt too now.
No, I was like, I'm not wiping another generation of Hoffmans. Fuck it. Love Pete Hoffman. I tried to get him on the show.
What happened?
He's a fireman.
He just said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm putting out
No,
fires.
he's like, I want to, and then I'm like, okay, well, here's a date. Oh, I can't do that.
Here's an open invitation of Hoffman the Chinaman.
What'd you do in 1995?
1995, I was 14.
I was 21.
I think I was like, I was in junior high school. I was
Nice.
probably in like 7th or 8th grade, which is really, for me, about the best time. I was
Really?
Yeah, I think that was the best time of my life.
Nice.
Again, any time that you're not filling out W-2s is the best time.
What size bed did you have back then?
I've been moving up, man. I tell you, I had a twin back then.
Did you really?
I had the same bed, like mattress even, from like, I think my entire life, like until I was like 22.
Wow.
I had like a twin size bed.
Your mom didn't love you.
No. But no, 7th grade was great. You went on field trips, you had crushes. There was no sex.
Sure,
But
it was just like passing notes.
It was innocent crushes and love.
Did you used to pass the notes and like fold them up all fucking weird?
No, I had terrible self-esteem. I could never do that. I was the guy who like, hey, Jason, pass this note over to Cindy, the giraffe, and I would do that.
God, her neck was long.
But that was a great time to be alive, age 14. 20, maybe not as great, but
Hey, I was drinking and I was underage.
yeah, okay, that's got to count for something.
Good times.
So 1995, I know what it was like. You know what it was like. But it was such a long time ago that I think we forget the details of it. And this pilot
It was
existed.
23 years ago.
Pretty unreal to think, right?
Oh, Jesus.
So you and I have to go back to 1995 in our minds. So we can take this pilot and shove it.
Right, because if you look at this pilot from 2018, you can't judge it properly.
Doesn't make sense to do it that way.
No Courtney Cox. No CGI.
No Band-Aids, right?
No Band-Aids. No Will Smith.
Band-Aids are really, like, out of all those things, those are the things that are really crucial.
They're important.
It helps you. It helps to heal wounds.
It keeps you from bleeding on your sock. Mm-hmm. It's either that or a tampon.
Or your compression shorts.
Ooh. You wear those?
You wear those too?
Meow.
1995, the New York Times and Washington Post published the Unabomber's 35,000-word manifesto. What did the Unabomber do?
He lived in a shack?
Yeah.
Did he actually blow anything up? Or
Yakety yak.
did he just... No, did he Did he actually blow anything up? Or did
Sure
he
he
just
did.
talk about blowing stuff up?
No, he would make bombs and
Right,
then he would
but
put
I-
them in the mail.
But did any of them blow up? Ooh.
Well, he was the guy. Wasn't he the guy who worked with that other young guy to blow up Oklahoma
The young
City?
MC.
Yeah, he worked with Young MC, and they were like,
We're going to blow up this
What-
compound in
what was-
Oklahoma.
what was that?
Oklahoma.
I guess so.
I don't know.
No, I think he was like a professor. He's a real smart guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm a Luddite. I hate technology, so I'm going to go into the woods and then make bombs and write a manifesto." Well, if you were to write a manifesto, Captain Rest Assured, what would it be about?
It would be the trials and tribulations of a man with a big heart who nobody gave the chance to. Mm-hmm. Who people saw him as just some guy who stuttered, said like a lot, and
Said
made,
tribulations.
and made dick jokes. But I'm more than that.
That's a lot of words to sum up.
Well, I had 1,500 pages. I got to stretch it out.
1,500 pages. That's like, yeah, I can't do the math. The Ebola virus
Ooh.
kills 244 Africans in Kikwit, Zaire, in Central Africa.
That's not cool.
Ebola. Now
Is that where you, like, when you eat chicken that's raw?
It's that or like E. coli is in vegetables,
E.
right?
coli.
Ebola. Yeah, Ebola is like a skin rotting disease, isn't it?
Ugh.
It's like
Like the plague?
you eat
Like, it's
some-
kind of the plague,
yeah,
then.
like you eat some bad meat and then all of a sudden your skin starts falling off. You're like, uh-oh.
Hoof and mouth disease. I don't want Ebola. I don't want it.
No one wants.
I'm going to say nay to that. Nay.
Thank you for your rating on Ebola.
Nay to Ebola.
Israel Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin is mortally wounded by a right-wing Israeli gunman.
Can we all just get along?
The answer is no. We cannot.
Has a pope ever been shot?
Sure.
Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Has a pope been shot?
Yeah.
Which one?
The last one. Here's the thing. We can't all get along.
Why can't we all get along? Rodney wanted it. Why can't we have it?
This is what I think. I think that there's life
After death.
After death. Okay.
I'm fucking your shit up. Like, every time you start saying something, I bust in. I'm fucking your shit up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should go with the flow. I should groove this. Wait for it.
I saw the movie Independence Day, right?
Will Smith.
Will Smith is in it. I think there's some Band-Aids in it. A lot of CGI. And here's what happens in Independence Day. The aliens come down, and then Earth says, let's all together as a people get together and defeat these aliens. I think we need that. I think some government needs to say, let's put on a fake alien attack, and it will unify the world. Instead of having these Israeli gunmen mortally wounding prime ministers, from Palestine or what have you, and the Gaza Strip,
Sure.
let's go ahead and have some force outside of the world try to defeat our world. It's fake. But people don't know that.
Right.
And then it'll unify the world.
And who needs to organize that?
Bill Clinton.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Boy, could you think if the Illuminati and the Green Berets got together?
Fuck.
Right?
God, we'd all be one. We'd be holding hands and jerking each other off.
I'd love to jerk each other off in 1995, because I tell you what, that's where my mind is.
Mine too.
Oh, why did we choose to watch The Omen?
Got this. 3 simple criteria. 1, it was a pilot that never went to series. 1 and done. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant. Number 2, we had to find it on the interwebs. Not the Blake webs, the regular interwebs.
Are you sure it's not Blake Webb?
Do you like my podcast?
No, the numbers are going down.
I sang really bad on Karaoke Big E.
Did anyone even listen to it?
My wife won't touch my winky wink.
And it was my birthday even.
Story of my life flashed before me. And number 3, finally, the pillar of all pillars, it had to be free.
Yeah, that's right. Where can you find the entire episode of The Omen to watch for yourself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots. That's this podcast you're listening to right now. You can subscribe to it in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do, too.
Flight attendants.
When you invented that
prepare to
saying,
take off.
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing.
Right? I don't mean to be like braggadocious or anything.
No, you're not. You're not.
But like it was like
Own it, dude. Own it.
it was like an epiphany.
Right. I love Epiphany.
But not as much as epiphany.
Nice.
Summary of the pilot: Epidemiologist Dr. Linus, AP photojournalist Jack Mann, and ER nurse Annalisse try to stop a demonic entity that's possessing people from unleashing a biological weapon during the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Kind of wordy. We don't need to have everybody's name, but I will give it a C plus.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
So like a 4.5 on the 7 scale.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think?
I think we could lose the names.
Yeah.
If we just had epidemiologist, photojournalist,
We don't even need that.
ER nurse.
Just say scientist, journalist, and ER nurse.
I agree. You know, this collective people here, they try to stop this thing. Mm-hmm. All right? That's all we need.
When you say when you hear the words,
Yeah.
the Omen, what do you think? What's your initial thought? If you see that in an email and just a blue link,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Beelzebub.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you know it's funny? I was so I subscribed. I'm on Reddit. All right, I go.
I don't understand that thing.
Well, I have a BM a couple times a day. All right.
All right. High five that shit.
Yeah. High five.
Stay regular, bro.
And I sit on the loo there, and I open up my Reddit app, and I look through it, and you can subscribe to different subreddits, so they appear on your front page. And one of the things is Peoria. You say, "Oh, you like Peoria, Illinois?" Well, there's a subreddit for all things Peoria. People can post to it, and I see one, and it says Peoria, and then under the title is "Trying to Make Friends." And then right below that, you can see how many up likes and down likes, dislikes it's got.
Okay.
And next to that, you can see how many comments it has.
All right.
And it's got nothing across the board. And I think, oh, that's sad. That's sad. Let me click on that. I take a look. So I click on it, and it says, looking to make friends. And then under that is a description. It's like, hey, I worship Satan. Anyone else do that? I'd love to make friends with people who worship Satan.
Jesus.
And I'm thinking, good God, man. No, because I was about to say something like, hey, you should get involved with XXX,
Right.
This or that.
Ease into it. Don't just say I love Satan.
Right. Well, it was like,
What, did he spell it the right way, or did he spell it as Satin? So it said I love Satin.
No, he was a true blue Satanist. He knew how to spell it.
True red Satanist.
And I was just kind of like, well, no, because I was going to say, there's plenty of opportunities to get involved with certain groups, and you can meet people through this.
That's how we met Kimo Slice and his wife.
But it wasn't through a satanic subreddit. It was a
Yes, it was. She's a Satan worshiper.
Anyway, I thought it was odd. And,
What's Gus spelled backward?
Sug.
See? I told you.
Anyway, yeah, that's how I feel about the summary. Anyway, interesting facts.
Interesting facts, folks. Listen up. Right now, Jason's winning, so if anybody says anything about whether this is interesting or not to someone else, he's going to shoot you in the head with an arrow, because our listeners are a bunch of bullshit and did not go with comment. Please, folks. So, Jason's going to read you some facts. He's scared of the internet about this pilot that you may not know. By watching this, you still wouldn't know. He's going to read them to you. Please don't say anything in regards to whether it's interesting or not, because that's irrelevant. Don't talk to anybody about these. If you have a four-legged friend, talk all you want. But other than that, don't comment on these facts.
Please don't. We beg of you. I found that post on Reddit.
Okay.
It says, any agnostic, Buddhist, atheist, Satanist, pagans, or spiritualists in the area, let's connect.
Is it a guy or a girl?
I don't know, but their name is Demon Hunter Archer.
Jesus.
And then there were no comments at the time, but there are comments now. One says, username checks out, which is kind of a sarcastic remark. And the other comment has been deleted. But then the deleted comment has been responded to by the person who made the post, and it says, "Not really starting a group, just wanting to connect with fellow like-minded people. Martial arts is a plus." So this is a weaponized Satanist.
Jeez, come on, Rob.
Oh, that's Rob? Is Rob a Satanist? Yeah. Good on you, Rob.
He likes cats with lasers coming out of their eyes.
Interesting facts. Although this project was misleadingly called The Omen,
thank you.
The story has absolutely nothing to do with the 1976 movie and is in fact much more reminiscent of the Exorcist franchise.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Release date, September 8th, 1995.
Ooh, it's in the fall.
Yeah, that's kind of prime time, right?
Yeah, it's getting cold. There's a little chill in the air.
The season's starting back up. Here's a show. It did air, and it aired on Fox. Fact.
Okay.
Director of the original film, The Omen, Richard Donner, who had directed other things such as...
Blitzen.
And Blitzen, right. Donner and Blitzen had... Is this you thinking I shit on his shit? You're eye-hugging the microphone right now and giggling.
That was a double shitter.
All right.
Richard, that was me saying, hey...
Fuck you forever.
And then you going, no, fuck you forever. That's why I love you so much.
Richard Donner was attached to the project as an executive producer. He directed the original film. He also directed Superman with Christopher Reeves. So he had some notable things under his belt, but he was attached to this originally as executive producer. NBC actually aired promo spots for this Fox-produced pilot.
Really?
Now that is a fact.
Yeah, that's facty.
This is okay. That is a fact that I so badly want to comment on, but I know the rules.
Right.
And honestly, it's still
Cupid, right? Cupid. Hashtag Cupid.
It's still being voted on. It's in my favor, but it's not over yet.
Let's pound out. We need 5,000 hashtag comments.
5,000. God, how many years do we have to do this podcast? Jesus.
Smash that button.
The TV pilot has no credited screenwriter, although IMDb has filled in that hole with executive producer John Leakley, who had contributed to Wes Craven's neat cult series Nightmare Cafe.
Okay.
Interesting facts over.
Whew. There's some weird facts.
I mean that's kind of par for the pilot that we watched, right?
Yeah, it is weird, but I like. Pardon me.
Why don't you go to bed?
You want to finish this?
No.
Let me set my timer.
No, I don't want to finish.
Let me set my timer. No. It's funny that we're already. We haven't even started getting into it yet, and we everybody knows that this title of The Omen
carries a lot of weight.
But if you're putting all your weight on that title, you're gonna be heavily disappointed.
It's kind of a red herring, right? A red baron, if you will.
Bloody red baron.
The next part of the show is called Twitter Responses.
Twitter responses. It's highly doubtful Jason got some Twitter responses.
The new song is right.
In a world where we hate everything except for the things we love,
I still didn't put the new one on.
There's the Low Blow Podcast.
So join me, Adam Z, as I scour the internet for all the things I want to talk about, interview interesting people, and try to get good stories out of them. Most likely, but definitely pick on Florida, because let's face it, it's Florida, and it truly wouldn't be the Low Blow Podcast without Florida. So find us on all your favorite podcasting apps of choice, and eventually, if Spotify ever decides to pick us up, on Spotify too, as well as lowblowpodcast.net. Appropriately inappropriate. Ow! Dave, hurry up and come back. I can't do this by myself.
Dave, Adam, and whatever that fuck that girl's name.
What's going on with the Low Blow
I don't
podcast?
know. It's like a fucking seizure right now. But I'm sorry, I fucked up, and I did not put it on the new promo on. I have it on my list of things to do. Heel versus face promo on tablet. New Low Blow promo on tablet.
Well, as long as it's on your list. That's all that we can ask.
Because your kiss is on my list.
It's on my lips.
Holy, I never miss. Because your kiss is what I miss when I turn out the lights.
The Omen. You got the NBC logo. You got a car driving down.
But it was on Fox. You said it was on Fox.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That is bizarre. Why was there an NBC logo?
How bizarre.
How bizarre. Ooh, baby, you're making me crazy. There's a car driving down a forest highway.
Super fast. Like too fast for... You should not be driving that fast in the forest.
Right. It's almost in a furious manner, if you would. He drives up to a deserted facility. It's in Salt River, Wyoming. Maybe this is the reference that Tyler was making earlier on the phone call.
You know what? He saw In Our Minds.
Minds.
There's a cowboy standing next to a truck. It looks a lot like...
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, you're goddamn right.
High five that shit.
Hutch. And the building is like a big concrete, like a missile silo.
Looks like a bunker or something.
Yeah, but it was all concrete. And he's like, the cowboy's like, man, I got fence to put up.
Yeah,
but I was like, but you're standing here, you fucker. You've been standing here for 10 minutes just looking at this building. Obviously, you're not worried about wiring fence.
It is weird. And he wasn't saying that to himself. The car driving through the forest pulls up. And it's,
My bad.
It's Dr. Linus, who is William Sadler, which he is a recognizable, at least to me, a recognizable character actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Just FYI, I get all these people confused.
I know
it's
4 or 5.
This is Professor Jim Wilson, right? In the car, or is it Jim who is this guy? Is it the
This is Dr. Linus. He's the professor.
I'm confused.
It's okay. And then there's also AP photojournalist Jack Mann and EP nurse Annalisse.
Oh, but he's looking for Professor Jim Wilson, right?
He's looking for Jim.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why he's out and about there or how he knows he's there. It's never really explained, and I don't give a shit. But he's looking for him out there, and he comes across. He's like, "Hey, cowboy, you're the only person I've seen forever.
Why are you standing here?" And he's like, "I'm just trying to figure out what all that pounding is."
And that missile silo over there.
I was like, "There's obviously some fucking going on in there."
If the missile silos are rocking, right?
Yep. Don't bother knocking.
Don't you dare come and knock it. So the man, who turns out to be Dr. Linus, he approaches the silo, and then he too hears a pounding. So he struggles to open the door. They crack it open, and he goes in there with a flashlight, and the smell is just terrible. Apparently,
it's
he
horrible.
reacts. Yeah. And on the wall, I don't know if it would mean anything. I made note of it, but it said S12.
Yeah,
and there's nothing really inside, and then they kind of pan around.
Yeah, because he's got a flashlight, so you have that suspenseful flashlight.
You see what the flashlight sees, right? Perfect, scary cliche there. So the flashlight's going around, and all of a sudden he sees a dead man hanging, and I think that was probably Jim.
Okay.
Right? And it looks like he's a dead guy, and then all of a sudden he kind of wakes up, and then he has ghost breath. And I will refer to that as barf throughout the show.
Spirit barf.
It's kind of ghost.
Let's do spirit barf.
Spirit barf? Okay.
Hashtag spirit barf.
So he spirit barfs, and the barf travels in like a kind of a wispy kind of whoosh,
Cattywampus, some would say.
Right into the cowman.
I'm a cowboy. Cowboy, baby.
Do you know that song?
Yeah, yeah.
Sing it.
I just did.
Okay.
Because I'm a bunch.
I'm headed out west where the girls are equipped with super fake breasts.
I saw him in concert live.
I'm so sorry.
And he's going to be put in the WWE Hall of Fame at WrestleMania.
Kid Rock is?
Yeah.
For what?
Huh?
Did he wrestle?
No, but his song is this year's WrestleMania song, and he's done concerts at WrestleMania before.
Really? All right. Well, I guess that puts him and Pete Rose, right?
Yep.
Anyway,
put Petey back in.
The cowboy. Dr. Linus is kind of like freaked out by what happens. He falls over. The cowboy gets a mouthful of
and then just walks away.
Spirit barf.
Gets in the truck and takes the fuck off.
Yeah, and then you see the title, The Omen.
The Omen.
Next, you're at like a photo lab, and there's a guy developing photos of the silo we just saw with a bunch of military people, including like Dr. Linus at the scene. They must have had people go to that site to figure out what was happening after the fact. But this photo lab is at a much bigger office area.
Sure, and this is Jack, and he is a photographer / writer for a newspaper.
And Jack says to his boss, who's a cute lady, he says, "Hey, you're my best friend. Matter of fact, my only friend. I need to go to Boston to figure out some of this shit." And he's like, "You were just in Boston. What are you doing?" He's like, "I got to go back."
And she's like, and she gives a speech like, "Don't go. You're kind of fucked in the head. I don't know what your problem is. You're my friend.
And you don't know why he's fucked in the head, but
Right.
we find out later. But she kind of says, "Please don't go."
He's got a dick in the ear.
That'll definitely get you.
Spoiler alert.
So then you're at the New England School of
This is where I
Medicine
was
in
confused.
Massachusetts.
I'm super confused between Professor Malapalapagus and
Linus.
Yeah, that's what I said. Professor Linus and Jack. Like, they kind of look the same. They have that 90s hairstyle. There's a little bit of age difference, but I was confused.
I wasn't confused, and only because
Well,
I reckon.
excuse the fuck out of me.
Well, first of all, excuse the fuck out of you.
Fuck
okay?
me, right?
Fuck you right in the ear like a dick, right? But no, I recognize William Sadler, so me recognizing that guy helped me keep. I'm so glad you're having fun. yeah, hit that cough button. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. So Dr. Linus, he's the guy from the beginning there. He's talking about viruses and how they affect monkeys. And
There's a fungus.
Right, there's a fungus among us. And yeah, that's right. Sweep you off your feet.
Beat me to it.
And this isn't said for naught, right? All these kind of little things are put in there to reference the bigger point that is going to be made throughout the show. But they're saying, hey, these monkeys sometimes will get a fungus or a spore in them that will cause them to act weird. They'll go to like a tree or a mountaintop, and then their heads will explode.
It was fucked up the way he was discussing it.
And yeah, and then all this fungus, it will multiply and basically trickle out into the world. This is the fungus's way
Spores
of multiplying and taking control of its host and then having, like giving birth to all these other spores, basically. And that's really all we do as a living species, right?
Sure.
We multiply. That is our job. We're driven to multiply. It feels good to fuck because we're multiplying.
Right. That's the whole point of what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Just so everybody knows, this is the point where I wrote down hashtag sci-fi fuck me.
You don't care for the sci-fis.
It's where it got sci-fi. I was expecting a horror movie.
Well, the professor's talking about this monkey fungus, and he's kind of shaken.
Can you say it again?
Monkey fungus. Hashtag monkey fungus. I'm going to say it one more time. Monkey fungus.
I love it.
He's visibly shaken, and he leaves, much to the chagrin of all of the kids in the classroom, he leaves his speech.
Right. He's like, hey, undergrad, take over my speech.
Yeah, he leaves his lecture, and then he leaves abruptly. He's like, yeah, take care of this. And then you're in Boston, Massachusetts.
Cut to, and there's a lady, an attractive lady, walking across the street at a crosswalk. And to be honest with you, she has the right of way because of the light. All of a sudden, bam, this fucking car lays her out.
Who's in the car?
The fucking cowboy, baby.
That's right. This cowboy
Baby.
is
You say baby?
I would never say it. This cowboy is possessed by whatever this what was it? Ghost fungus?
I thought you said goat vomit.
Spirit barf.
Spirit barf.
And he hits this lady, and it's kind of you put together what the Dr. Linus was saying about the fungus, and you kind of place it on the cowboy. Ooh, the cowboy is affected by a similar thing.
Right, because you recognize him from the truck to the car. Now, cut to, the EMTs are putting her in the ambulance. The ambulance goes to drive away. Guess who's the passenger in the ambulance?
The cowboy. He
Boy.
has somehow taken the clothes of someone. What he's doing is he's barfing into these people and taking control. So they're all this kind of hive mind situation where they're working together and they're not questioning the events around them. They have this one goal. So even though he has no business being in the ambulance,
Right.
he doesn't question it because he's infected the driver.
Right, so the ambulance goes and pulls over behind like Walmart or something, and the cowboy goes in the back seat, looks down at the girl, and opens his mouth and barfs into her mouth.
So now she's got it too.
So now she is the carrier.
Cut to a different scene. You got this guy. I think his name is Larry Vina. He's an old man, and he approaches Dr. Linus about...
Because Linus is in his office after giving his speech.
I guess he went to retreat there and was weirded out by his own lecture. And he says, hey, I know about the silo, and I want to give you a warning about this entity that is taking things over.
This is the first time you hear entity.
Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like, what are you talking about? How do you know all this stuff? This is a weird conversation. And then you go to the hospital, and the woman who was hit by the car, she's this victim.
Because she's got the entity vomit in her mouth.
Yep. And here you have really what
No, go ahead. No.
I was like, there's some really like big dramatic music here. At this part of the show, they're laying it on. Did you catch on this or not? Anyway, for some reason, the victim, her sister, is a nurse at the hospital
and is getting ready to get off duty. They realize, for some reason, who she is.
Why, and you would never call that person in there. You would keep them separate from that because
you would say, "Hey, your sister's here dying."
Well, I mean, you might let them know, but you wouldn't allow them to work on them. I don't think, because it's too much of a personal connection. It becomes way too personal and emotional to do so.
And so, is it Annalisse?
Annalisse is the ER nurse.
How do you say that?
Annalisse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, DSJJR's mom is Anna, and she can't pay her lease.
She can't pay a lease.
Okay.
So the sister who got hit by the car, she's flatlining and she's dead.
And so Annalisse tries to shock her with the paddles.
And then her sister, while dead, blasts that spirit barf into her
Entity barf.
Knocks her down, and there's some really weird quick cut camera shots on her while she's on the floor. And anyway, they're still at the hospital, and the sister now is like in a bed, in a hospital bed, and she's burning up. And the Center for Disease Control has been called in. Something is going on. There's an occurrence happening here, and they don't know what it is.
Yeah, and so they start bolting down like this big bubble, and
they get a quarantine ready.
Hazmat. Yeah. Basically, they hazmat that shit.
Jack from the newspaper, Jack Mann, I believe is his name. He arrives at the hospital where the professor is, and they both, Professor Linus, and they kind of have a little run-in briefly in the hallway, and a few words are exchanged where they kind of both realize each other knows something odd is going on. This is the first time that they meet. And then, like you said, a quarantine is set up, and then there's a black doctor with a huge mustache.
And I've seen him on other TV shows. He was a cop or on LA Law or something.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that black guy. I've seen him many times.
I don't recognize.
It was not in my bedroom.
It wasn't in your bedroom?
No, it wasn't in my bedroom.
Oh, okay. Like you have a TV in your bedroom and you didn't see him on the TV? Right. Okay. So Jack's wandering through the hospital as a member of the Associated Press, and he's looking for information. And then a public relations man for the hospital is there.
Carl.
Mm-hmm. And he's there to kind of deal with any of the press that's coming in.
And Carl's slimy. He just seems slimy.
He's a weird-looking dude.
Thank you.
He's kind of weird-looking as fuck, actually. The next scene, you have the quarantine, and they're doing an autopsy on Annalise's sister. And they say the internal nervous system of this
fried.
Yeah, like she'd been hit by lightning or something.
It's crazy.
The doctors, they say, hey, you know what? Whatever happens in here, it stays here.
Right. They don't want it to get out to the press.
Whatever it is, hopefully they have good intentions, and they're trying to figure out what this is before they cause a panic.
Right.
But also, it could be on the other side, they could have very mischievous or evil intentions. We don't know. We want to think that they're trying to keep this on the down low till they figure it out.
Keep it on the down low.
Ain't nobody gots to know, Dr. Linus. He is confronted in the dark hallway by the old man he met earlier. So this old man keeps popping up.
Sure.
And they discuss the entity once again.
I love the word entity.
What does that mean to you? If I were to say entity to you, what would that mean?
I would say spirit, ghost,
spirit barf,
unexplained spirit barf,
phenomenon,
something like a phenomenon.
I love entity too. I think it's the titty in the middle. What do you think?
Tatas.
Are you a whisper boy?
Yeah. That's the way I'm going to do the rest of the podcast.
No, I hope not.
Let's see how long that lasts before you give me a sturdy look.
I'm not even going to look at you. It was Dr. Linus, yeah, and the professor, or not, what was his name? Larry Vinia, or whatever his name is, the old man. They meet in the hallway, they're talking, they're discussing the entity, and it says the entity tries to find the perfect host who will help facilitate its goal of destruction. The people who fight it, those are the people that die.
Right. And is this where he confesses himself, the old man, as the hunter?
Very soon, yeah. Very soon he does do that. Then you have the Annalisse. She's intensive care. She's in intensive care. This is the ER nurse, the sister of the girl who died. Jack comes to see her, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the brother. I'm the black sheep."
That's funny. She didn't have a brother.
Yeah, this black nurse at this nursing station, she's
Dude,
on
I
it.
want her in charge of the Pentagon.
Great employee, right?
Hell yeah.
She cuts this dude down at every pass. Like, honestly, Jack has, I think, in the scheme of things, good intentions to get some shit done, but this woman is doing her job.
I wrote nurse gets sassy.
Oh, I like that. The nurse then calls the public relations guy, Carl, to kind of warn him of what's going on, about the AP trying to get in there. And then Dr. Linus, he visits the lab, and he's looking at some, like, secret liquid
Yeah,
or
there's
something.
like a secret beaker or something, and it's,
A little vial of something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Again, hashtag sci-fi, fuck me, right?
Yeah.
So Jack and the old man, they decided that they need to get the body of...
Well, the old man wants to do it.
Right, the old man's like, hey, we need to get Annalisse out of here.
We got to sink her body to the bottom of the ocean.
Annalisse.
Yeah.
Annalisse, okay.
He's aware of this entity. He knows it's in her.
Right,
he's like, we have to like
fuck outta
entomb
here.
this thing so it doesn't affect anyone else.
Right. Put some concrete shoes on it, right?
Oh, get out of here. Jack is like creeped out by this old man. And you find out here that Jack's whole family had been killed. There's his wife and I think an unborn child. And somehow Larry Vernia, the old man, knows about this.
Yeah, and the old man is like, hey, my whole family was killed as well, and that's why I became the hunter.
Yeah, he says I keep very careful records about everything that is done.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? Everything that is done, this old man keeps records
The
about.
black web.
This is where he says he's the hunter, and he knows
The
that Jack's.
bounty
Hunter.
the entity hunter.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
He knows that Jack's wife was killed, and he says, Jack, I'm asking for your help. I think you might be the guy who I pass this torch on to as the hunter.
Right.
I think I need your help.
So the old guy goes into Annalise's room and has a fake ID or something, so the sassy nurse can't stop him.
He's super prepared.
Yeah, and he walks in and he just handcuffs her to the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like with handcuffs, I'm like, this is going to get kinky. I'm like, now it's starting to get good.
She awakens abruptly and grabs him. And while he grabs the old man, Carl, the weird PR guy, reveals himself to be some sort of maybe he's got barf in him too, or I don't know what's going on.
Weirdo.
But he comes up on the old man and he injects him with some weird liquid to incapacitate him.
He puts a shot in him. He's like, nurse, this old man is senile. Take him to a room and we'll have him
passed out,
admitted.
yeah. He's essentially kind of incapacitating this old man. Anyway,
the Black Doctor has a press conference about, hey, we don't have any information, we don't know what's going on, but everything's cool. We'll get it all taken care of.
Yeah, and this is on TV, and Dr. Linus and some random kid who never really comes up.
Bob. It's Bob. Bob was the student that he had take over the lecture.
I didn't catch that.
Well, I did. To me, it looked like the guy Joey from Friends.
Oh, really? Well, they're watching this news report of this black guy on TV, and they're thinking, hey, what we know about this situation, this is false. Whatever this doctor's saying, this is not the truth. No. Something here is being covered up.
There's a terror.
They said, yeah, she died in terror is basically what they said. Anyway, Jack, the news guy, he approaches Annalise's room, this time unopposed for some reason. I don't know why he's able to walk around freely in the hospital.
Right, and Jack does this throughout the whole show. Like, he's just walking around. Me and you couldn't go into a hospital and walk around like this.
Pretty much the rest
of the show. And
why
is it so dark in this hospital? There's no lights.
Yeah.
When I go to a hospital, it's so fucking bright it gives me a headache. In this hospital, there's like one light bulb for every 800 feet hallway.
Pretty much this entire show takes place in this hospital, and Jack is pretty freely roaming the halls. And this time, like I said, he's unopposed, not being stopped by anyone, and it's dark, and you can tell something weird is happening because there's really no one around.
Right.
And anyway, Jack finds Annalisse in some side like janitor's closet. She's trying to wash up or something, and she's freaking out. She's actually herself at this point.
Right, she's like gonna do heroin because she wraps one of those things around her.
I don't know what that was about. Maybe she's trying to inject herself.
She's trying
to
inject herself with something like heroin or methamphetamines or.
She's aware of what's
AIDS.
happening to her. Maybe she's trying to put AIDS into herself. I don't know. But she knows.
And she's like, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Something's in my body. And then she goes, blah, 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 sniff, sniff, sniff. I was like, what the fuck? When people talk demonic, after talking normal, it freaks me out.
That freaks you out? It doesn't matter to me either way. But she knows what's happening with her. She's trying to fight this entity. But yeah, like you said, it takes over, and it's talking to Jack about his wife. And whenever this thing takes over, it makes whoever it's taking over like really strong and powerful, and just tosses Jack.
Oh, like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, I love sacks of potatoes.
And then, so cut to then the black doctor is talking to his science buddy, and they cremated Annalise's sister's body.
Yeah, he's going to that black doctor saying, we need some information.
Where did this come from? Like, that's pretty extreme. Isn't there paperwork that needs to be done before you just cremate a body?
He keeps calling him out on shit, and the black doctor with the awesome mustache.
He starts acting weird. He
finally says, you know what, dude, look, I'm involved in some government research. It's real secret stuff. I can't tell you anything about it.
And that's again, like, there's 2 points in this show. First point is when I go, okay, this is sci-fi. Second, this is right where I was like, military? What do you mean the military? They have not come into play at all.
We saw glimpses of them in the photographs in the begining at the military.
Photograph. What's your price for flight? And finding Mr. Right. I should be on karaoke, Big E.
Oh, make a note of that. Make a note of that real quick.
Be on karaoke. How do you spell karaoke?
It's impossible to say. Annalisse then wanders the hospital while she's possessed, and somehow she gains access to a secured area I think she tries to use the pin pad, but when it fails, she simply breaks the pin pad and walks
with
in.
a fire extinguisher. Yeah. She just pounds on it a couple times.
Apparently, breaking it gets you access.
She's going to get this beaker of stuff that has been kind of like talked about twice.
Some sort of lethal virus or
fungus.
Fungus. Fungus among us.
Yeah, it's the fungus that they were talking about earlier. So the professor and Jack they meet up and they all of a sudden are meeting with the black doctor and the military. And they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And Annalisse is in here, and Jack's like, "I'm gonna go talk to her." Right?
Yeah, for sure. The military has some sort of presence in the hospital.
Yeah, they're doing experiments on flesh-eating bacteria, and they mention North Korea.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. North Korea been in the American dangerous lexicon for 20 years.
I was gonna say, think about this. This is 1995, and they already know about Kumajami.
Yeah, the leader of North Korea.
Dennis Rodman.
The Dr. Mustache says, you know what, give this woman anything that she wants. She's in this secured area with this highly volatile fungus, which could have devastating effects.
We don't want her coming out of here.
Whatever her demands are, please give them to her, because the results could be devastating.
And then Carl, the weird PR guy, the really creepy dude, he all of a sudden takes like a hammer to the electrical of the whole hospital.
Yeah, he's swinging.
There's no reason why. Like, there's no reason. Like,
it's really bizarre.
Why, okay, this guy was creepy at the beginning. Why is he doing this? We don't know still.
So the doctor with the mustache is saying, you know what, we're doing a lot of tests in this hospital. And then Jack says, you know what, screw it, I'm going to go talk to Annalisse to try to talk some sense into her. So he's in there, and then she's freaking out. She's trying to fight the entity, the Omen. And she runs out of that room after pushing Jack aside.
Break out!
She runs with the virus.
Yeah, she takes off with the canister.
And then she is shot down. The military shoots her a couple times in the back. She falls over. She's not dead, though. The virus rolls from her hands, and the PR guy, Carl, grabs it.
Carl picks it up, and he takes off.
He grabs it, and then the military and the doctors come up to him and say, hey, that thing you have, it's really dangerous. Give it to us immediately. So he does. He hands it over. But as he walks away by himself down the hall, it is revealed that the canister that he grabbed, he somehow removed the vial from within it and is carrying the vial away. So the doctors are then working on Annalisse, and she pukes out the entity from within her, and it goes into Carl, the PR guy, which it makes me wonder. I thought the fungus or the entity was already in him, and that's why he was acting the way he was acting. But now it's in him from her. So why was he acting like that before if it wasn't in him? What was his motives? Why was he a weird evil dude before? Who knows? Who knows what the hell's going on with this fucking shit? People are being ushered outside the hospital. So kind of like there's an aftermath, like something was weird happening was going on inside the hospital. Now you kind of see the aftermath outside. People are being taken out, including the old man, Larry Vigna. And somehow he knows that Carl is the fella who's now causing problems. Because Carl leaves the hospital, and the old man is being ushered outside, and he looks over and says, "Hey, there's the guy."
There's the entity. I
How?
can see him.
How does he know?
He's the hunter. The bounty hunter.
Annalisse for somehow can see what Carl sees. Maybe they're linked somehow because of the entity.
Right,
So
because she
can
must
see
have
it.
like a little bit of entity jizz on her,
Yeah,
and so she
probably
can
what it
still
is.
see what's going on.
She says there's green people everywhere. I'm like, oh, you know what? It's a St. Patrick's Day parade.
Thank you. And
welcome.
so Jack and the scientists go into the parade to try to find Carl because Carl's run off into the parade.
Yep.
This is where it gets to me. It's kind of creepy. So, that's telling us we've been doing this for too long. So there's this float, and this girl is throwing out candy to the passerby, the
Parade goers.
God damn it, that's what I wanted to say.
Just fucking say it.
And so he goes up and he puts a mask on, like a leprechaun mask, jumps on the float, and is like,
Fully in his PR man suit,
yeah,
too.
he's like, "Hey, little girl, how about we put this?"
He's like, you want to know what's in this vial? And she's like, yeah. And it's really a weird exchange with this kid.
Yeah, it was like the writers couldn't figure out how to have Carl try to spread this.
So his plan is to dump it on all this candy.
And then
or
throw
something.
the candy. The girl throws the candy out, spreads the fungi. The monkey's brains blow up.
Carl, So, and then the old man, he's also wearing a mask. The old man from earlier, who was on the stretcher, who saw Carl, he chased him down to the parade. He jumps at him, and they do a little wrestle action.
On a float that's going 2 miles an hour.
But apparently, they hit hard enough on the ground to really injure the old man, and the vial is loose.
Carl dropped it, and it's on the float. It's sitting on the floor of the float.
Other people start coming towards Carl as well. So Carl runs away. He escapes through the crowd. But yeah, the vial is still.
He does the Carlton as he walks away.
He does the Carlton Chew. That's right. Yeah, the vial's on the float and it starts to roll. And then Jack, in slow motion, jumps through the air and catches it before it hits the ground.
This is obnoxious. There was no need to have it on slow motion. He could have just. It was obnoxious.
And the old man is on the ground after being tackled by Carl, and as he's dying, he anoints Jack and Dr. Linus as the new hunters of this entity. And Jack then gives chase to Carl in the subway, and he finds him it looks like he's passed out, but then they start to fight. Right?
Right.
And then Jack throws him onto the subway track, and then the subway runs over him. But while that happens, the entity escapes.
The entity vomit sucks into the subway car.
Some dude.
You don't know. You don't even look. You don't even see inside of it at first.
Right.
So then, Jack's like, "Oh, okay, we're good." And then all of a sudden, you see this businessman with like a trench coat and a hat on just come out, and he's kind of sweaty, and he's just kind of zombie walking. And it's obvious that that's where the entity vomit went into.
Yep. Then Annalisse, who had been shot a couple times and had the entity in her, really went through an ordeal. She awakes in her hospital bed. The salesman that was barfed into, they get a report later that he burnt up in a Chicago restaurant.
Self-combustion.
And they said, you know what, the entity has to feed. And so at the end of the show, you got Dr. Linus, you got Jack, and you got Annalisse, seemingly a triumvirate team, 3 people strong, who are going to face this entity week after week. It never happens. The show never materialized. The end. Here come Turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Special effects were weird in this, weren't they?
Yeah, they were kind of half-assed. They
Yeah.
weren't very good. Turbulence. You want to explain what this is about, or
Yeah, this is the part of the podcast where we say, we know this didn't work. There was only one episode, but why didn't it work? What happened? Why didn't this program go to episode number 2 and beyond?
Okay, well, first of all, The Omen is not the title they should have used. That is very, for viewers that saw it in their TV guide, because back then you get a TV guide, ooh, The Omen, the TV show, you're thinking, you're thinking exorcisms and demonic stuff, and this is just a big fucking sci-fi fuck me.
Was TV Guide free?
No, you had to pay for it. You had to subscribe to it.
We had TV.
You could buy it at Walgreens, but you could subscribe to it.
I had TV Guide growing up, and I never thought about was it free or not.
Your mom paid for it. That's why you had a twin bed.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the Omen to me was, hey, there's a couple, and they have this child, and it's the son of Satan.
Sure.
That wasn't about this at all. The title definitely was misleading.
Right.
But I don't know if that was the problem with this show.
Well,
I mean, that's part of it.
Well, but they went from like they made it so sci-fi, and like to me, like demons and stuff aren't sci-fi.
What was sci-fi about it for you?
What was sci-fi about it? Like the spores, the chemicals, they're trying to spread the chemicals, and the military is coming in. And
So you think it should have had more of a supernatural or religious theme
Yes.
versus a scientific
Thank you.
theme? Oh, you're welcome. If I were to improve this, boy, I don't know. It was
it
kind of a mess all the way through.
It felt sloppy. It wasn't smooth. It felt really sloppy. Like there was
Everything was very rushed, and these characters getting together did not feel organic. It was a mess from the beginning, I would say. William Sadler is more than capable. Like I said, I've seen him in a million things. I want to say he was maybe in The Green Mile, which is a great movie.
never saw it.
That was a good flick.
It had Tom Hanks in it.
And yeah, it was a Stephen King joint.
Really? Mm-hmm. It was about the black guy in prison on death row.
Yep.
What about the know? Once again, back is the incredible Ram Animal, the uncannibal deep. Look at me, number one.
If this had survived, I think what you're going to see, very obviously, is them having these different sci-fi, demonic, religious experiences week after week while trying to hunt down and contain and hopefully eliminate this entity from spreading evil and death across the world.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to see. But do we want to see it?
No. There's nothing about it.
What would you do to improve it?
Again, I would make it more like religious and like
Yeah.
the satanic part of it, and I would take all the sci-fi stuff out of it.
Yeah.
It's not the Sci-Fi Channel. It's Fox/NBC. We don't know to this day.
I will say this: that man hanging in the beginning, that was spooky.
Yeah,
In the
keep
silo?
it.
That was
keep
spooky.
it spooky. Like that. That's what I want. I wanted a spooky show. I got a sci-fi show.
This is 1994. This came hot off the heels.
95?
Hot off the heels of X-Files. So I think they were trying to.
So scary. Crockett, Tubbs, get in here.
Sometimes I cannot follow you where you go. I really lost track. Oh, I think they were trying to say, hey, let's get a little of that sweet stuff that the X-Files put
Right.
down. Maybe we can start our own.
Sci-fi was big in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, let me get some of that sweet action. Didn't pay off. But other people saw this.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
I find it hard to believe that people watch this.
They did. What's the score on IMDb? There is one. It's 1 out of 10. The 10th decimal place is in play.
4.7.
Wow, 4.0.
Man, I was close.
Pretty close. That's
Pretty
from,
close.
That's from 86 ratings.
Wow, that's a lot of ratings.
Critic reviews. KQEK on KQEK online says, in the case of The Omen, though, one gets a sense Leakley's script, who was the guy credited as the scriptwriter, was originally written for a pilot intended to run 90 to 120 minutes, but was sabotaged by deep edits that eventually hacked the broadcast version down to an hour, leaving little to impress viewers when the whole show was riddled with fast-moving ideas and clumsily borrowed concepts from better sources, many of which were given more time to pace out on their own show-stopping sequences to develop characters that weren't, well, stupid and suffered from silly coincidences. The production values are pretty good, the effects are adequate, and the synth score by J. Peter Robinson, credited with Nightmare Cafe and Kindred the Embrace, is most effective when it's at its most subdued, and the performances are straightforward, but it's a truncated plot that bears zero relationship to the original Omen franchise, let alone any religious mythos. The entity is just a parasitic energy energy mass that seeks to usurp lives. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry. With the greatest amount of collateral damage, and when it leaves its dying host, the green chilly mist is described as an omen. I think that hits on a couple things we just talked about, as far as it being quick and sloppy, and as far as not having
Omonic omelet or something like that.
Omonic omelet.
I think it says
that's with ham and cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
I think that really kind of sums up what we just said about it too, right?
Yep.
The Vault of Horror says the pilot episode aired one time on the Fox network. Why it had an NBC at the beginning is beyond me.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And unfortunately, the show was never picked up by Fox, and the idea and the pilot were shelved for good, never to be shown again. The show follows Jack Mann as a reporter who is following an evil entity that possesses people, controls them, to do horrible acts. All right, blah, blah, blah. So people seem to be not super into it.
Sure.
I get it.
They pat it on the back for a little bit, but also we're just, I don't know.
Patting on the back's probably more than I can give it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
I forgot to tell you the thing with Lori Garcia when she was talking about the Elvis thing. I gave her 200,000 frequent flyer points, by the way.
What?
And she just now posted, "Oh, and a good abortion joke. Good thing about being aborted is if you don't like your aborted parents, you can ditch them and look for the original set."
I just got a text from Lori Garcia. It says penis.
Can we call her?
Yeah, we probably can. Should we call her right now?
You have to ask her and give her my number, and then I'll plug it in.
I'm not gonna do all that.
Okay.
That's too much.
Fuck me, right?
Yeah. Well, do you have her number?
I don't have it.
That's on you.
Well, she doesn't talk to me. She doesn't talk to me.
Didn't you call her before on the show?
No, she called your phone.
Why can't I just have her call my phone right now?
Do you have a port?
I got.
Will that fit?
This is. Yeah. This is not us trying to figure this shit out right now.
Let's land this fucker.
Explain the rating.
The rating is very simple. It's 1 through 7, 1 being the worst, 7 being the best. It's based off the characters from Wings, 1 being a Roy Biggins, and then Brian Hackett being a 7, which is the best. We love Wings. We're going to rate this show right now. Jason, I'm going to come to you and say, hey, buddy, what do you rate The Omen?
This is tough. It's definitely getting less than a 4. I don't like it. I do not like this. I don't want to watch any more that's going forward. It was sloppy and rushed. Maybe that critic review is right. You know, maybe it was 120 minutes at one point that they just beat the shit out of it.
They cut it down and then chopped it up to where it came. Because we've seen that before. We've seen stuff that's been edited hugely. And it just, you can't, there's no flow.
That's right. That's exactly right. God, do I want to give it it's not a 1. It's not a 1. Is it a 2 or a 3? Ooh, I think it's got potential to do some stuff. You got William Sadler, who's a good actor. I'm leaning towards a 3. I think I'm going to give it a 3. But I didn't like it though.
No, I didn't like it.
I don't want to see it go forward. If I could give it a 2.5, I would. I know better than that. I'm giving it a 3.
No decimal points. Yeah. We both gave last week's show a 2.
Changing Patterns.
2, right?
Junk.
We gave it a 2.
Mm-hmm.
This was a little bit longer and maybe was a little bit better, so I'll go a 3 as well.
Syncing up once again.
Just like our periods.
Yeah.
I have noticed
28 days off, 4 days on.
Are you a fireman? I don't want anyone to watch this. At first, with the whole silo scene, I was like, okay, I'm going to get into this. You know, I understand what's going on. But then once they got into the hospital, and then there was the military, and there was Carl, and there was a vial of green goo, and there's a St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
It just got worse and worse. Fuck me, I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, and with those pairing scores, 3 and 3, the average, of course, being 3, we close the book on The Omen, and we'll never speak of that show again.
Never again, mate.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Counterspy. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. What are you shaking your head about? What do you want from these pilots? Tell me what you want. I think we touched on it earlier in the last episode, but what do you want from these pilots? They're shit for a reason.
I know. It's fine.
What do you want?
I'm just looking for a wheelhouse.
What does that mean?
Some of the things that I enjoy.
What do you enjoy?
Cartoons.
No, you do not enjoy cartoons. You told me time again you dislike cartoons. What do you want? I'll search it out.
What did I say? I don't like cartoons.
You don't like cartoons.
God, what are you talking about? Everybody likes cartoons.
You want more cartoons? There is a laundry list of cartoons.
Can we do season 14 be all cartoons?
I genuinely think we can.
Let's try that.
Do you really want to do 10 in a row cartoons?
Yeah, I do.
All right, we can do it.
What was the name of the pilot that we're going to be watching?
Counterspy.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down.
Do you really? You do not like cartoons. You're fucking with me.
No, I want to do season 14 be all cartoons.
It can be.
It will be.
It really can.
It is. I run this show.
When a massive Soviet battleship negotiates the treacherous Oslo harbor, it's got to be navigates. They put negotiates.
No, you always navigate before you negotiate.
Here's a little something to wet your whistle. When a massive Soviet battleship navigates the treacherous Oslo harbor without a local pilot, American counter-espionage agent David Harding suspects that the enemy has developed a secret navigational tool and orders his operatives to find a local frogman to take pictures of the vessel's hull when the ship makes a goodwill tour stop in England.
Does this have Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray in it?
No, I think this is from the 50s or 60s.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do, Tube.
Ding dong. CouchPilotsPodcast.com.
It's your one-stop shop. There is all the episodes we've ever done. You can even search by words or dates. You can check out all our social media from there. You can click on it from there. Also, our dial-in number, which we love. Tyler, thank you very much for calling in again. We've missed you. We're glad you're safe, and we're glad you're doing okay. And happy birthday on the same day as me.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
You know what? Happy birthday, Tyler.
Call us, just like Tyler did, just like Adam Z did the week before, 910-745-6871, 910-PILOTS-1. That's the number. Tell your friends about the show. That genuinely does help us out. Maid Marianne apparently told some friends. Great. We love that. That helps us grow. Something else that helps us grow is getting bigger and better and more, and we can do that through the help of Patreon.com.
Sure.
If you go there and look up Couch Pilots, you'll find us there. There's a variety of rewards that you can get for the different tiers that you pledge to donate to us month after month, or even a one-time donation. We'll take whatever, and we're giving things back. So if you give to us, we will give back to you, not only in the show, but in a special way, just for you, and for donating.
And to be honest, if you look at the tiers, we're giving you like more than you're giving us, right?
Maybe so.
But guys, I want to know, do you want this to go back to where you can watch it on video? Because I miss having...
you mean having cameras in here and watching it on like YouTube?
I want to go back to it. I have the technology, but I need a little help. But if you want it, I will do it. It's going to be an extra hour a week worth of work, but tell me if you want to see that on YouTube and YouTube.
Thank you again to all of the current Patreon supporters.
Love you guys.
We really do appreciate it. It makes us feel good to know that you guys appreciate what we do week after week. And anyone else who wants to jump on that bandwagon, please do. We're super grateful and humbled by that.
Lori Garcia, instead of texting the word penis, send $1 to us.
Oh, boy. Yeah, send us a penis-shaped dollar, won't you, please? Captain Philip...
Is that origami?
Yeah. It's the Japanese art of paper folding. Week after week, we have everyone who subscribes to the show, who listens to the show, comments through our frequent flyers. Do you have anything that you want to say to them today before we go?
No, not really.
A message of positivity, perhaps?
You guys have held on for a long time tonight, and we appreciate it. Yes, positivity. We live in a world where everyone is out for themselves. What are you laughing for?
I was just, I farted, and that's funny. Farts are funny.
Who farted?
Who farted?
We live in a world where everybody's out for themselves, right?
Right.
Grab
all I can.
Yeah, exactly. On social media, people just type whatever they want because they don't have to look anybody in the eye.
That's right.
Okay?
Everything's anonymous.
Right. And I feel like if we just took the time each week out
Yes.
to do one good thing,
Yes.
that we could make a difference. But like, oh, I'm just Joe Blow from blah blah blah. I can't. What am I gonna do? You can do something.
You can change the world, Joe Blow.
First of all, don't buy puppies.
From a puppy mill, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't do that.
That pisses me off.
I hate that.
Super bad. Not the movie, but it pisses me off super bad. Second of all, when you see someone,
Say someone.
say someone, I'm giving up on you. Just say something nice to somebody. Just look them in the eye, and just say, hey, nice jacket, or hey, nice umbrella, or hey, nice kangaroo on a leash.
Positivity begats positivity.
You know what? I know what's going to happen, okay? This show is never going to go anywhere, right? Like it's not going to be like that fungus that spreads throughout the world.
My head's about to explode.
But I'm hoping that the comments of positivity
Right.
will grow faster than this podcast.
This podcast is the butterfly effect. The tiny fluttering of the wings of couch pilots
Thank you.
will have effects that we cannot possibly calculate throughout the world.
The first episode was the cocoon.
That's right. We
We've
cocooned
been
up.
we've cocooned up.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's for you, monkey fungus.
I love you, Monkey Fungus. I love everybody out there. Thank you guys for listening. We do love you.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
I hope you're nice to somebody.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.